Arcadiology, episode 41, featuring Wild West Cowboys of Mesa. Join us as we uncover artifacts from the arcades. I'm Sheriff Brad. My partners are Sharpshooting Sky.
Howdy.
Cattle Boy Cal.
Howdy, dudes.
And Jumpin' Jordan.
Howdy, partner.
You guys are all in theme today. I wasn't sure if you guys were going to let me down or not, but you pulled it off.
Now we sprung that one on us.
Yeah, I figured that was an easier one than the DBZ one you sprung on.
Gotta mix it up. Can't keep it to the script all the time. I gotta switch it around a bit. Keep you guys guessing.
I took the low-hanging fruit there, just toss out the howdy. You put me on my toes there. Come on.
Right on theme. Well, boys, let's get right to the rodeo here. What other games you guys have been playing besides Wild West Cowboys?
Well, everyone knows I've been playing Path of Exile 2. Their new, some people are calling it a league, some people aren't. I consider it a league, I guess, because it's like a fresh start. Brought the new character out, the Huntress. Everyone starts with an economy reset, so literally everything that you had before is just transferred to sort of a different realm, and now you're starting fresh. So I'm working my way through the campaign on that. It's been fun so far. But the big game I'm here to talk about, Skylar knows, is 33 Immortals.
Yes, sir.
Now, Brad, I heard you had some issues with this game, or what's your deal?
I don't know if I call it issues. I only played handful of runs maybe. I was playing solo, so it just got kind of stale pretty quick. I ran through it, didn't have any problems, beat it 3 I think out of the 5 times, and then was just all right, I guess that's the game, and I just stopped playing. So I don't got a lot to say about it. I very briefly skimmed on it.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like you did fine then. If you beat it a couple times, I was assuming that since you were playing solo, that you weren't really sure exactly what was going on the whole time, and so maybe it was just annoying and playing by yourself wasn't that fun. But I mean, if you got through it all and you beat it, then I feel like you've seen what there was to see, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, you did the first difficulty. You obviously didn't do the second one.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't touch that one.
Yeah. So I mean, I get that too. Playing solo can be I don't know, a little disheartening, I guess, at sometimes, but me and Skylar played a good bit, just him and I with, 31 other random players, but I don't want to speak for Skylar, but I've been digging it lately.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I mean, I kind of see, there's not really a whole lot to do right now, so, I don't know, do you just, get bored of it, Brad?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just I did it. It only took me, I think I failed the first time, and then after that, I just kind of won 3 in a row. I was all right, I guess this is a game. It's it's just the same thing over. I know a lot of games, you just do the same thing over and over, but I didn't feel like there was any difference. You know what I mean? I'm I already did this. What am I doing now?
Yeah, right now it is pretty bare bones feeling.
Yeah, well, I guess for the listeners, we should explain it. 33 Immortals is a roguelike, so anyone that knows what those titles are, I guess technically this is considered a roguelite because you have an overworld progression. So you go into the map. If anybody has ever played I guess the most popular roguelike around is probably Hades. So if anybody's played Hades, that's basically what this game is, except for Hades is solo. This is you with 32 other players online that all go into these maps together. And you basically run around, do your regular roguelite kind of things, kill things, do some objectives, get some relics to make your guy more powerful, and then you all enter the boss fight at the end, which depending on how many people survived, because if you die, you can get rezzed once, but then if you die a second time, you're pretty much gone, and then the other players just have to continue and do the rest of the match without you. But then you get to a boss fight, and it basically just becomes a raid. It's if everyone survived, it's a 33-person raid versus the giant boss. It has multiple difficulties, multiple different weapons. You can be a bow user, a sword, daggers, or a staff. All have their different various uses or whatever. But I think at some point, Brad, we should try, me, you, and Skylar at least, we should hop into a lobby and play a match together.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down to do that. I think it'd be more fun.
Yeah, and Jordan can pop in. In your party group, you can have up to 4 people, so you can't control the rest of the lobby, but at least you can have a solid 4.
Alright, I'm there.
You in, dude?
Yeah,
I think Jordan's gonna hate it, but I'm not sure.
I gotta be honest, I haven't been listening to anything you said so far, because I'm still scrolling through notes and stuff.
Dude, what?
This guy don't even care anymore.
This is a podcast, it's all you do is listen.
Well, yeah, when we talk about the game, I will. I'm sorry. Start over, Kyle.
Okay, so 33 Immortals.
It's going to be me, Kyle, and Brad 3 immortals, and then Jordan's totally going to be mortal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one mortal.
that's okay. I accept that. I accept that fate.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. It was like, Kyle got me into it. I know there's not a lot going on in the game right now. Like, there's a lot of, like, updates to come. But I still kind of like the gameplay of it. I like the roguelike style games. But, like, me and Kyle were playing a bunch. I played a bunch by myself, try to grind out all the relics and stuff. I got all the common, all the rare relics, and then they have epics. And it took me quite a while. I didn't get any epics at all. And then we went over to Brad's house the other day, and he was out or whatever, so I was waiting for him to get home because he was gonna work on our Oculus or something like that. So
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to get home, hanging out, and Eli's like, "Hey, you want to play some games?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let me check it out." Booted up the Xbox, scrolling through. I'm like, "Oh, 33 Immortals. Let's see what Brad's working with here. I'll play it a little bit." I jump on, dude. Dude's already got like 3 or 4 epic relics. I was like, "What? This dude's got the epics already. He barely even played. He doesn't even like the game." I'm over here grinding it all crazy, struggling. I can't get a single epic relic.
I didn't even know what they were. I was like, yeah, what's that? I was like, I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
No wonder he beat the boss and thought it was so easy. He probably got all 3 epics in one run. He's probably running around triple epic.
I think he had like maybe a rare and like 2 commons unlocked, and he had like 3 or 4 epics already. I'm like, dude, you're crushing it.
See, I'm good. Everything's easy.
Yeah. I've been grinding like a madman.
You have to like set those, like get a build. Like I literally know nothing about them. Do they just automatically buff me, or is it something I had to use them and do something with?
There's like overworld relics that you set before you go into a match, and those, whatever you put on your character, will persist like as soon as you start the match. But then there's relics. Yeah, there's relics inside. Sorry, yeah, I said that wrong. Perks. Perks are what you put on before. And then when you get into the game, when you open like the chest and do the objectives, you get relics, and you can have a total of 8 relics at a time. And those relics are what buff you like inside of the match. So once you like die or beat it, whenever you come back out of that dungeon, the 8 relics that you possibly could have found are like gone. Like they're no longer count on your character for like stats anymore. But you do, once you like find them once, you basically unlock them. So then when you're in like the town, you can actually go to like the relic area, and you can spend some of your currency to like wish for those relics. That way you have like a higher chance of finding those specific relics when you go back into the dungeon, if there's like ones that you really like or something.
Okay, I do remember seeing something like that. I didn't really know what was going on, but I kind of skipped through the menus a bit.
Yeah, and we should say that for anyone that wants to check this game out, it is in early access, which is why it's in paid early access. It's like $20 is what I paid for it on like, I think, Epic. But it's early access, which is why it's like, it seems like there's not too much to do yet. There's like a 1 difficulty that gives you 33 players can start it. And then the next difficulty, it's a whole different like area. It's a different boss that you fight at the end. And then instead of being able to go in with 33 players total, you can only go in with 22 players. So it limits the amount of players you have, and everything's harder. And then they're going to have a 3rd difficulty that you can only take 11 players in at one time. But I think their roadmap says like early fall or something like that to come out with that, and like there will be new weapons and stuff like that, whatever. But yeah, that's it. Me and Sky have been playing that a good bit.
It's also included on Game Pass. If anyone has that on Xbox, that's how I played it.
True. But that's it for me, boys.
All right, well, anything else for you, Sky, or is that it for you as well, 33 Immortals?
Most of my gameplay was 33 Immortals. Been sprinkling some more Diablo 2 here. I got Ryan playing it with me now. I got him back into it again. So me and Ryan been shredding a little bit of D2. I'll probably jump on that again sometime tonight after this. And I also started playing Diablo 1 again. That's my thing. Like, I get to play it at work on my breaks and stuff. There's a Diablo 1 port that some other people made called Devolution X, which is pretty much, it's just normal Diablo 1 gameplay, but they have a lot of like quality of life improvements on it. Like, you get faster walking speed through the town, so doesn't take 10 years to go anywhere. They have multiplayer, and they added quests into multiplayer, which wasn't actually a thing before, but now you can actually go online with other people and do the quests and all that. They added a stash. Diablo 1, if anybody ever played back in the day, has no stash. Whatever you want to keep, you drop it on the floor in town, and like, that's it. Like, and if you're online, you don't get to save anything, because as soon as you leave the games, like, you know what I mean, the instance disappears. So you got like 100 pages of stash you can store all your cool stuff in. They're doing updates on it all the time. I think another one's probably due here pretty soon. But that's how I get my Diablo fix at work whenever I got some break time.
Yeah, I did catch him playing it. Actually, last night I seen it. He was showing it to me. It does look pretty good. And honestly, I would play it if I wasn't like, I'm in a mood now where I'm like, I have one mobile game that I play, and I only still play it because I've played it for like probably 2 years at this point. But like I'm like actively like, if the game just shuts down, like I won't be upset. It's like I want to kind of like get away from some of the mobile games. I feel like I've been locked into them. I mean, you guys know how it is with like dailies and stuff. It's like it gets to a point where it feels like it's like a chore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like get out of them, but I will say that Diablo 1, it looked pretty good.
Like pretty much exact port of it too. It works. They have on-screen controls and stuff like a little gamepad because you can't. I mean, it's kind of hard to implement like keyboard and mouse on that. You don't have like a mouse pointer or anything, but it works really, really good. I'm sure it's probably just going to get better here the next update. And they also had the Hellfire expansion, which was like a unofficial. That's kind of official, I guess. It wasn't Blizzard that made it. Another company, Sierra, actually made it, but it's an official expansion for it, just a different company. But that's on there too. So anybody wants to play some Diablo 1 on your computer or on your whatever cell phone, just download Devolution X. You will need the actual Diablo file from like a legit copy. So, I mean, I had it a long time ago. I lost it and I re-downloaded it again. It was like, I don't know, $10, $8 to buy Diablo 1 on the GOG website. So yeah, you just need like one file from that and then you can just play legit Diablo 1 on your phone.
Old school Diablo on the go. Sounds pretty fun. All right, Jordan, how about you?
Well, I have been playing one game and one game only, and I think everybody can guess what it is.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what that game is.
If not, you haven't been listening to the show ever, because it's my answer almost every episode.
It's Alien Squawkers featuring JJ Syndrome.
Be it, boy. You guessed
Woo!
it. Big surprise here. I'm going hard on Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Yes, I once again beat it just last night. I did the final dungeon kind of area last night right before I went to bed. So beat it again. And I can now officially say I have accomplished my goal of getting through that final area with every single character in the game after playing it about, like 6 times now. But I am going to go ahead and do at least one more run to kind of just perfect a few of those characters that didn't turn out quite as great as I want them to. So I'm going to get everything a little more perfect with it. It's a little bit of just, wanting to perfect it and wanting to just keep playing this game for the rest of my life, apparently. So gonna be starting that up again. Yeah, it really
I knew that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's I do think I'm gonna start another new file, like probably sometime this week, and then once I finish that one, I do think I probably won't play it for a little while, but then I'll probably hop back and do it again and just play it forever. But so as I said, I accomplished the goal. I did what I wanted to do and beat the game with every single character. I took a picture of every character's final stats and whatnot. Maybe I'll post that at some point, probably after I do this one more final run just to perfect everything. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I've played. I know it's kind of just some rinse, lather, repeat here. I kind of talk about Radiant Dawn every episode, but that's okay. That's what I do.
Cool. Well, our intro's super long here, so I'll just go really quick. I started this game called Warriors Abyss. It's like a Dynasty Warriors. Well, it is a Dynasty Warriors game, but it's a roguelite. So you're kind of just going through waves of armies of enemies, killing them, and like when you select, like, instead of like a power up, you select different leaders and stuff, and you kind of summon them in to help you battle through that run. You can get up to I think 5 or 6 different ones, something like that. But you just battle through waves of enemies, and you fight a boss at the end. I can go a little more in detail when I play it a little more, but I'm not too sure I feel about it yet. It's kind of fun, but I'm not too sure. I've got to get a little deep before I get a better read on it.
That sounds interesting, though. A Dynasty Warriors roguelite.
Yeah, it seemed pretty cool. I didn't even know it was Dynasty Warriors at first. It was just called Warriors Abyss. Like, this looks kind of cool, and then looked into it. It's like, oh, it's a Dynasty Warriors game, but yeah, I'm liking it so far. But I'll report back next time when I got a little more info on it. But like I said, keep it quick. Let's get into our arcade game of the week then. You guys ready to roll?
Moo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty, let's talk about some Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Developed by Konami and released in the arcades in 1992, this is a side-scrolling run-and-gun set in the Wild West, where you play as anthropomorphic cows, and it's based on a cartoon of the same name. Have you guys ever heard of this series or anything? I definitely have not.
I didn't know that this was a cartoon until about 5 hours ago.
Oh, okay, you did a little research on it and came across it?
Yeah, obviously, because I was looking up some trivia, so that's kind of how I discovered it.
Yeah, I had no idea until the other night. I think Skylar told me about it.
I want to say I saw like a couple episodes way back in the day. I swear it was like a Saturday morning cartoon or something. I know I saw this before.
The game came out in 92, so I assume the cartoon was from like right around 1990, maybe like 91, 92, whatever. So I was born in 91, so I think it was just a little before my time.
Yeah, no, I want to say like as soon as I saw this game, it looked familiar. And like I didn't know they had a game of it, but I could have swore they had a cartoon of it at some point. I never really watched it, but I swear I caught a couple episodes like back in the day when I was little.
I always try to take a quick look. Like we played Bucky O'Hare. I tried to check out an episode of that, and then so I pulled this up to see it. It's got a catchy theme song, but the cartoon looks super boring. It's like I don't know, very bland looking.
Oh, no.
And compared to this game, it looks super. It's like the old Western kind of coloring, but the arcade game is real colorful and bright and stuff. It looks way better than the actual show does. So if I've got to pick, I'm watching this or Bucky O'Hare. I'm watching Bucky O'Hare for sure.
Do we know what channel it was even on or anything?
I have no idea.
Who knows? Well, somebody knows, but not us.
Someone knows. Yeah, if you let us know where to watch some Wild West Cowboys and New Mesa, let us know. We'll have a watch along in the Discord.
Let's see. It was on ABC.
Oh, interesting.
It's a 1992 television series. Okay.
So it came out around the same time?
Yeah. So yeah, it was looks like typical 90s Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
ABC Saturday morning.
I was a WB kid for Saturday mornings back in the day. Had like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and all the good stuff, man.
I watched whatever we could at the time, whatever was on.
Yeah, whatever channel we could scrape up and had a cartoon on it, we were watching it. Anyway, in the game here, you pick between 4 different characters. It's for the Cowboys. I believe they all play the same. I think just appearance, they look different. Did you guys notice anything? Like, did you try any of the other characters? Did you just try one and run through it? Or did you switch around a bit?
Man, you know me. I pick one guy and stick with him.
Yeah, I figured. Probably all of you.
No, I think I went through all 4 of them, and they they look different, like you said, and like their guns look different, but I'm pretty sure they all shoot the same.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed any difference either. I thought the one dude shot like a star out instead of normal bullets, but that could have been like a power up I grabbed, so I'm not sure.
No, I think you're right. I think that's the main character, that Marshall Moo Montana. It looks like his bullets are stars.
I'm not sure if they do any more damage. It's probably just a different sprite, and that's about it. But like the controls for everything else, I think are the same.
Just gives you 4 different characters, because this is a 4-player game, so you can't have 4 at once running. They're just not all the same guy.
I always stuck with Dakota Dude was his name. He's the Blue Bull. He was cool looking, so I went with him.
Was that was the 4th one?
Yes, on the select screen. So there's the main character is Marshall Moo Montana. You got Colorado Kid, Buffalo Bull, and then Dakota Dude. That's the one I always went with.
Yeah, I think I like Dakota as well. The color scheme just looked way cooler.
Who's the big dude with the shotgun? Is that the bull guy?
Oh, I think it's Buffalo Bull.
Buffalo Bull. I think I played him a little bit. But I tried them all though, but I didn't see any other difference.
All right, we'll move in just like the regular gameplay. So it is a run and gun shooter. You can shoot 8 different directions. You can jump to avoid enemies and obstacles. You can jump up onto platforms and stuff by holding it up. And there's also like some I don't know if you want to call them special moves, but like stronger moves, I guess. Like if you press jump and shoot at the same time, you do a dash forward, like he rams, which can break barrels. You can hurt enemies with that. And you can also, if you hold it up and press them both, you do like a spinning upwards attack. So I thought that was pretty good variety in moves there. It's not like it's not a beat 'em up, but at these kind of games, seems like if you have a move like that, it's going to damage you, whereas it didn't in this game. So it was actually pretty fun to use those abilities.
As far as that Stampede Dash, I don't really know if it's doing much damage-wise. I feel like it's more of, as you said, it can break barrels and stuff, but I feel like it's more for like kind of getting out of some tricky situations. That's what I used it more for. If I had something kind of coming at me kind of fast like the barrels, I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, I didn't do the roll too much. I think a couple times on maybe some of the bosses just to like roll underneath of them, but yeah, as far as like damage wise, I don't really think I used it.
I tried to spam that. I thought it does a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. Like, I was usually stuck with the little pea shooter that didn't really do much either. So
Actually, my first playthrough, I forget what it might have been the flying stage. You can do a similar dash attack, and I was spamming the boss with it, not realizing that it seemed like I was also hurting myself doing it at the same time. So I ended up dying when I did it.
Oh no.
I don't think that's like a consistent thing. Maybe if you just do it too much, or maybe it's just for that boss in specific, or maybe he just shot me and I didn't notice. I just know I was kind of spamming that stampede and I went down.
might have been from like if you run into the certain projectiles, it'll hurt you.
Yeah, maybe I just got too close and didn't see the projectile coming at me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because you're not invincible during the dash, so you can still take damage if you get shot. However, when you ram on the ground, and like when you rams forward, at any point you can like hit the opposite direction and you do a flip out of it, or if you hit the edge of the screen, you flip out of it. And while you're in the air like that, you are invincible, so you can really utilize that to avoid shots and enemies and kind of run from the bosses to get to a safer spot. So I thought that was awesome. Like it really, to me, it added like a level of skill to the game. I mean, you got some tech here. You're doing some dash canceling back and forth over the bosses. I felt awesome, like jumping over them and stuff. Like you could really pull off some clutch moves with it. Sky was saying he got stuck with the pea shooter. You can't upgrade your weapon. There's these little chickens that fly by over your head. You shoot them down and they drop an egg. There's some power-ups that like power up your regular weapon. There's some like single-use ones that you can hold on to till you need it. And there's other ones that activate automatically. Pretty sure you can upgrade your bullet, so normally it just shoots one. If you upgrade it, it shoots like 3 stacked on top of each other. But I don't think it makes it any stronger. It just gives you like a wider shot, so it's pretty much you can be a little more reckless and hit enemies. So it's kind of like it's not really needed. It just kind of helps you hit stuff a little easier, I think.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was stronger.
Yeah, I just assumed it would be stronger, but
That's what I noticed. I played this a good bit, and I was kind of trying to take notice to see how much of a difference it made. It didn't seem like it made any difference at all when you had it powered up. And you do have to spam your gun in this. You can't just hold down and shoot unless you get the power up that lets you do the rapid fire, where if you get that, then you can just hold it and it keeps on shooting across the screen. And seems to do what a lot of these games do, where I think Sky brought it up in the Contra episode, where the game could only have like so many bullets on the screen. So if you're real close to an enemy, it's going to keep on spamming it. But if it's at the edge of the screen, you're going to only have 3 on the screen till one leaves the screen, then you can shoot another. So you got to kind of pace your shots, or sometimes you can get stuck without any bullets out. At least that happened to me a few times.
yeah, I did notice that at some point where I was like, I think one of the stages there was like something I had to destroy, and I was really close to it, and I was just like full spamming it. And I was like, oh, that'd be nice if that's how the gun always was. But yeah, if you're a certain distance away, you can only have certain many out.
Do you guys have any specific like the single-use power-ups? I don't recall them all. And there's like a punching glove, there's an axe, there's a couple different things you can use, and it takes place of your RAM for the time being that you have it. So if you press the jump and the shoot at the same time, it'll use whatever weapon you have stored. Did you guys have anything you really liked, or you just kind of got whatever?
The giant lightning storm thing, whatever that was, I think shred.
Yeah, that felt like the only one that was really all that good. It kind of felt like all the other ones more or less just fired in a straight line, so they would miss enemies if you weren't lined up properly. But that one, it just covers the screen. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of power-ups. I think I got like the axe once or twice and maybe like one boxing glove thing. I think for the most part, I had a hard time even hitting those birds to even get power-ups, because I'd be focusing on enemies or just trying to run past like a stupid section of the level, and they just fly over my head and I couldn't get them.
And I wish you could stack them too. It seems like you can only ever hold one at a time.
Yeah, it just overwrites the previous one if you pick another one up. It did kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't like that you couldn't use your RAM whenever you had that. I swear there was this one spot in the game where they intentionally throw you one real quick. Like I shot this egg down and grabbed something, and then when the barrels come rolling at you, I always use the dash because you can break them. I tried to hurry up and use that, then I just like threw a stupid axe over my head, and then the barrel ran into me. So I'm so used to using that dash to break stuff. I tried to use it, and you just use your special instead, which was kind of a garbage special anyways that I had.
Yeah, they should have just added an extra button, and like your special should have been a different button that you could hold on to.
Yeah. And then there were some like automatic ones, like you got a star shield, which makes you invincible. You can kind of run through stuff. There's this magnet that just kind of randomly flies all over the screen and hits enemies. And you can get health refills too, this little bottle.
think that's a horseshoe.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
Looked like a magnet. Close enough.
I mean, it could have been a magnetic horseshoe.
Horseshoes are magnets.
I mean, the magnet might attract the horseshoe.
The magnetic horseshoe. I'm going with that.
All right, fair enough.
But I thought this game was pretty generous with like its HP and lives, because you have 3 HP to start the stage, and you have 3 lives per credit. And every time you beat a stage, it refills your HP, and there's no timer either, so you're not like super rushed. So it was kind of.
I was gonna say I want to correct something there. About the timer. There's no visible timer, but there was one time where it told me to hurry up. So I assume I was about out of time.
I actually encountered that too. I was gonna say that.
Because I was really taking my time on the last stage, I believe. And I was like right before the end where you kind of go to that final room and it told me to hurry up. So I kind of rushed through it there.
Was it the part where you had to like shoot the door and there was like a weird little face like shooting fire out of it?
Yeah. And I was at like the last one of those and it said hurry up. And I'm like, oh boy, well, this door takes a while to take out. So I better hurry up. I don't know what happens after that because I finished it, but there must be an invisible timer.
Yeah, I seen that come across the screen too. It didn't seem like it was doing anything. At one point, I don't know if it was from that or if it was just an enemy, but there was like a guy on a tornado that flew across the screen and hurt me. So I don't know if that was from the timer.
Oh, it's
or if that
one
was just
of
a random
those
enemy.
ones. Probably because we
That
played
must be it.
we played a few games like that where they'll kind of just send an enemy to chase after you if you run out of time.
Okay, I didn't realize that's what it was from. I thought the hurry up thing was just. There was another game I think we played. Maybe it was Turtles. Something like told you to hurry up, and it didn't really matter if you hurried up or not. I thought it was one of those. It just wants you to hurry up and play. It's not really going to punish you. It just wants you to do
Just more of a suggestion, really.
it. Yeah.
I think it was Joe and Mac was one of the ones that will do that though. If you run out of time, it's instead of just ending the level, it just sends an enemy at you to kind of hunt you down.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, and to your other point, like I definitely remember going through it, and at some point, I was also thinking like this is actually pretty generous with the lives and the health that you're getting. 'Cause I remember a lot of times where I was like, felt like I died a couple times, but I still like hadn't used a continue yet, and I was like, oh, I got more life back, or I had like another, I got like another 1-up or something. I felt like I was going for a good while on 1 credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta take a lot of shots before you gotta put another coin in.
Well, we can get into like the stages here. There's a total of 7 stages, and you play the first one. It's Cowtown. It's just kind of your standard Western town. You got to do that one first, and after that, you can pick the order of the stages you want to play. So it kind of gives you a little map here. You can pick which criminal or whatever you want to call them, outlaw, to hunt down to go fight. And I'll do a brief rundown of the stages. You guys can kind of talk about whichever one you want. First option, the Niagara Desert. It's a flying stage where you're chasing down a box train. There's the Jane Meadow. This also turns into a flying stage about partway through, but instead you're chasing down a wagon. She's a Booty. You blast your way through an outlaw outpost and swim up a waterfall. The Mine Stage, where you chase through a cave railway, traveling on top of mine carts. Ghost Town. It's more of a spooky one. There's ghosts, bats, skeletons, undead, enemies jumping out of coffins at you. Definitely seems more of like a Halloween kind of stage. And then the final one, this one you can't choose until you beat all the rest, is the Hideout. And you're tracking down the masked bull for the final showdown. And you go in and out of buildings. You gotta go into a secret bookcase, underground dungeon. As you would expect, this one's filled with a lot more enemies and a little bit stronger ones that are harder to kill. Anything in it stuck out to you guys? Favorite stage, least favorite stage? Just ones you had fun with?
Is that how you pronounce that one? She's a Booty?
How would you?
I have no idea. Butte? I didn't
She's
look it
a
up. I
booty.
meant to look up how to.
Yeah.
I meant to look it up, and I forgot.
There
She's a
she
booty.
sure is a beauty.
That's what I thought they were doing.
You gotta say it with the accent; it makes sense.
Yeah.
Put that Wild West accent on there.
I thought you were saying booty. I was like, she's a booty. God dang, she's a beauty. I get that. Okay. Anyway,
Those are 7 stages anyway.
Stage 1, I don't know. I don't think there's anything special about stage 1 in my opinion. Nothing jumped out. Like it just was kind of whatever. But stage 2, I have some questions. In stage 2, you're chasing the train down, and at some point towards the end,
be specific. Be specific here because you can pick them in whatever order you want.
oh, so I was going in the order that he read them. Stage 2 would be the Niagara Desert.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're chasing like the train, and at some point on the train, like the door opens up, and you see the girl who got kidnapped that like this whole game is about. Like you're trying to rescue her. And so she's just on the train by herself. There's
Right.
nobody around. So I don't know why we didn't just get her and be done with it.
Grab
But
her
we
and
go
do it.
past her. We just leave her on the train. So that was weird. And then when you get to the boss, he's off screen, like underneath, and he rises up. And I don't know about you guys, but when he first started to appear on the screen, he's actually in like this weird, like kind of hot air balloon thing. And I thought that like the hot air balloon itself, because you couldn't see the bottom of it yet, so I thought that was the boss coming up, and he was so goofy looking. I was like, "What is this?"
It
But then,
looks
like,
it looks like a cow version of Shrek.
Yeah, it's very strange looking, and I was like, "No way, this is the boss." But then it like keeps rising, and you realize it's just a giant balloon, and the boss is underneath of it. But that one caught me off guard.
Yeah, that thing's quite a sight.
Yeah, that's only one of 2 bosses on that stage, actually. The second one looks sick. The giant, like, scorpion thing.
Yeah, the second one's cool.
I don't know, the levels themselves like are kind of like forgettable for me. I don't really take notice of anything that I thought was pretty cool in any of them.
I mean, there's 2 I would point out. One good and one a little more negative. As far as that Niagara Desert stage, the flying one, the only thing I really want to point out there is the flying mechanics are a bit flawed because you have to control the direction that you're flying in, but that will also control the direction that you're aiming your gun. So if you're trying to move around and shoot at the same time, it gets a little janky. I mean, it's not like game breaking, but it's just a little goofy. And then the other one I wanted to point out, which was I just think the coolest one aesthetically, was Ghost Town, which you're fighting a bunch of like skeletons and ghosts, and you're going through the town at night. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that one, because to me, when I got to that stage felt like the most out of place. Like, it didn't feel like it even belonged in this game. Like, it was cool, I did like it, but I definitely remember thinking, like, this feels so out of place. Like, why am I here?
Why
That old
not?
Wild West Ghost Town.
Of course. Now, the worst part about that stage, though, was by far the back half of it, right before the boss, where the pathway kind of starts to zigzag. You're going up and down, and you got all these barrels and stuff coming at you, and you gotta properly aim the gun diagonally to hit them. I took so many shots on that part of the stage, it drove me nuts.
I will say that that stage had one of like the dumbest, like laziest enemies in my opinion, which is the guy that like he's like a weird bird thing, and when you kill him, his head falls off, and then he comes back to life, and you have to kill him a second time. And there's multiple of this same enemy in this stage, and it just seemed like really dumb, because it was like once you killed him, his head falls off, and you just stand there and wait, and then as soon as he like spawns again, like you could just kill him again before he does anything, and it just felt like it wasn't necessary. So I don't know what he was about.
It's just one of those things that's going to catch you if you're not prepared for it. It's like, oh, I killed him. You start moving on, then he pops up and gets you. It's kind of one of those things will probably only get you once if you're paying attention. Then after that, you're probably good.
Yeah, but there was like too many of him to like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, to have it like, oh, it got me once, but I still have to fight this guy 30 times throughout this stage.
There were a bunch of them at that part near the end I mentioned, for sure.
Jordan, I'm surprised you didn't go out the stage with the waterfall. It was a nice little button mashing segment. You didn't like that?
Oh, I didn't love that one necessarily.
No.
Now, I'll say, like, yeah, when I say I like button mashing, it's because I think personally that I'm good at button mashing very fast. But for the waterfall section, which was, what level was that?
She's a beauty.
She's a beauty, wasn't she's a beauty? So, yeah, you got to button mash your 2 buttons to swim up a waterfall. The thing about it, though, is you don't necessarily have to mash them super, super fast. If anything, I'd say it's more beneficial to do it a little slower, because you also have obstacles coming down the waterfall at the same time that you have to avoid. So you don't want to do it too fast until you get to the very top and you're trying to finish it off. There was I think I played this game 4 times. Only one of those 4 did I make it the whole way up the waterfall without getting hit at least once. So that was a bit of a pain, but it wasn't like awful.
That part actually stuck out to me, that waterfall part, because as soon as I got to that, like you're climbing up, but there's stuff coming down from the top, you got to dodge it and climb your way up. But it felt familiar, and I realized that was like the exact same sequence in Earthworm Jim, the first level. There's a conveyor belt that does the same thing. You got to climb up the conveyor belt, and there's like junk and TVs and stuff like falling down the belt. You got to dodge it.
Oh, yeah.
Like it feels exactly the same. I watched a video of it, and even like just that section looks like a copy paste. It's just like a retheme. Even like the dude's like swimming animation looks like Jim's like climbing animation up the conveyor belt. It's kind of crazy.
That's awesome. I didn't put that together. Who
Yeah.
made Earthworm Jim? Do you know?
I'm
developed
not
it?
sure. Let me see.
I knew I liked that stage.
Who developed that? Shiny Entertainment.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't Konami.
No.
Fair enough. I was just curious if it was the same developer just recycling a section in the game or not.
Kind of weird that it wasn't, because if like just playing it felt the same, and if you watch a video like side by side, it looks almost exactly the same. It's kind of crazy.
So on that same level, what do you guys think about the snake?
Oh,
he
I
was
wanted to talk
goofy,
about
man.
him too.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it's like a snake that's like making like dragon shrieking sounds. So it's like a snake dragon of sorts to me, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Dude, the voice acting in this, dude, it's something.
It's another one of those funny ones, dude. I liked it.
Yeah, it felt like Bucky O'Hare.
Yeah, I like the first boss.
Oh wait, what the bull in the barn?
Dude,
Yeah.
when I heard that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, that is so bad, but it's so funny.
He's like, I'm gonna barbecue your ass. That's what he said when he came running in. Then when you
It's the
kill him, he's
exact
like,
voice, dude.
can't be, I don't believe it. And it starts echoing whenever you
Dude,
kill
the
him.
echo got me.
Wait, doesn't he say ribs? Isn't he gonna
Yeah,
barbecue your ribs?
Yeah. I'm gonna barbecue your ribs.
That's funny.
I'm gonna barbecue your ribs!
And you just be, it's just like, it just felt so low effort. Like the guy wasn't even trying when he said all that.
I loved it.
It can't be. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
The little fade out echo.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I heard that. I started dying. I had to take a minute from the game. I was like, what is this?
It can't be! I don't believe it! I don't believe it!
Oh, dude, I love some good bad voice acting.
But I bring the snake up because I don't know how you guys fought that snake, but when it like came in to like strike me, I just
You did the same thing as
jumped
me.
to avoid it. Yeah, and I landed on its head, and then I just sat on its head the whole time, just shooting down until it died.
Yep.
It's like,
That's
okay.
all you really had to do. 2 of my 4 playthroughs, it didn't even touch me.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit. Like, I'd sit on his head, get a couple shots in, a lot of shots in, then he'd kind of go to the top of the screen, it'd push me off, and I'd just stand on the edge and kind of kill him from there. But yeah, it was pretty simple.
Yeah, I think I fell off of him once or twice too, but that was pretty much my whole strategy. Was wait for him to strike and then just jump on his head and sit there.
There's a lot of bosses in this game. There's like 7 main bosses, and there's like what I would call like that snake. Like there was a couple other things I would consider mini bosses. There's like 5 of those, and I think every single boss is pretty unique. The way they fight, the way like different patterns, how you
Yeah.
gotta defeat them. So I thought the bosses had a lot of variety, and that was actually one of my favorite parts of this game.
Yeah, for sure. This was a good one for bosses.
Like Ghost Town had the that little mini boss, like it looked like a cow version of Slimer or something. That's kind of
Little cowboy
interesting.
hat on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to talk about a boss,
Let's
the
talk.
Ghost Town one, I got something for you.
Let's hear him.
This guy. So I was surprised to learn at some point that there was no, I don't know if it was for all the bosses, but this guy is the one I noticed it on, is there was no collision damage if you run into this boss.
That's the
So-
whole game.
Okay.
Every enemy, which I like that.
Yeah, that is really nice.
It made this boss really easy because all I did was stand directly on him and just keep jumping up and down while shooting down. And he like was confused on which side of him I was on because I wasn't on either side. And he just kept swinging his shovel and never hit me. And I was just standing right inside of him, just jumping up and shooting down. And that's how I killed him.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, it felt like it wasn't supposed to be happening, but it happened.
Yeah, that guy kind of beat me up quite a bit before I started realizing like how to fight him.
I think he was one of the trickier ones in the game, but for the most part, none of them are super hard.
Yeah, he's probably the one, if I messed up, that's the one that's going to get me a credit or so. Because whenever he's like flying, he's sitting on like a little piece of wood, and there's these birds holding him. You got to go under him, shoot the birds out, then he falls down, then he's like on the ground with you. And what gets me is when he rolls like these little bombs. They kind of go slow, and they blow up and like have like a trail. Sometimes I try to jump over it, and I'd land on one that he just drops, and I'd take some damage from that. And then he shoots these little pink bullets, and they kind of seem like they home onto you. Like whatever direction you're at, they kind of aim towards you. Seems like unless you use like your dash and like kind of dash cancel and roll out through the air, it's kind of hard to dodge it because there's not a lot of room to work with. But overall, it was a pretty fun fight, I thought, because it was kind of unless you do what Kyle did and just stood there and jumped up and down the whole time and he couldn't do anything. He kind of goes back and forth. He gets back up on that plank. You got to shoot him back down again. Then he switches his gun to like a giant blast instead of like the little blast. It switches up a good bit.
Yeah, he didn't do any of that.
None of that cool stuff.
Yeah, I sucked at the bosses, but watching it through now, like, it's kind of crazy seeing their patterns. They definitely look interesting, but I was getting wrecked when I fought them.
I have two bosses in specific that I like the most. The first one's more so just like aesthetically. It's the I believe his name is Saddle Sore on the Niagara Desert stage. He's the scorpion guy, and he is standing on another scorpion guy who is like enormous and takes up the whole stage. And he looks really he looks very impressive. It's very, very impressive sprite work on this giant scorpion in the background. But the other one was a 5-card stud from the mine stage. He's like almost like a magician of sorts, and you're fighting it. There's two platforms. There's an upper platform and a lower platform that's swinging back and forth. Your best bet's kind of to stand on that lower platform and shoot up at him, but he'll kind of like throw cards and stuff at you. I thought he was pretty neat.
Yeah, that guy, he was interesting because, again, this is a point that I think happens throughout the game, but it really stuck out on that boss where almost all of his attacks, if not all of them, if you would shoot them, it would break the attack. So like if you had the upgrade where you had the 3 bullets coming out, it's like a little bit of a spread, you could just literally get directly underneath of him and aim up and just keep shooting the whole fight. And like you'll keep hitting him and you'll destroy any attack that he throws at you.
Sometimes they'll come at you from a bit of an angle and they can get you if you're not careful.
Yeah, I think if you like miss because it's like a 3-round, and so if you have like a little bit of a gap in your shot, sometimes like a attack will come through. But like yeah, for the most part, you could just stand there and keep shooting, and then you'll just break all of his attacks. It was kind of weird.
That swinging platform was annoying.
Yeah, it made it kind of hard to aim sometimes. But it'll also jump down off that platform onto yours, shoot cards out sideways, and he turns into like a giant card. You got to get out of the way from that because that'll fall and hit you as well. It was pretty easy to avoid. It's like a Joker card that just falls down, but he does have a few different attacks. It seems like Kyle didn't experience anything on any of them. He just stood there and killed everyone.
I just killed him too fast
Dude just,
or what?
He cheesed every single boss and destroyed them.
He's pro gaming the whole thing, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I want to touch on the giant scorpion. When I seen that guy, when I seen his the big scorpion, his face, it reminds me of like an Oni mask, like a full red Oni mask. If you guys know what that looks like.
Yeah, he's cool looking.
Yeah, I made it to that one time with the lightning power that you guys mentioned before, and that's the only time I was able to do that. If I use it on him, like his stinger, like the giant scorpion, it'll break the stinger and drop like a health refill for you, so he can't like smack you with that anymore. Because you have to fight like the regular size boss while that thing's kind of stabbing you in the head. But you can break that, then he can't use it on you. I tried shooting it. I couldn't do damage to it. I didn't know if you could. But I happened to use the lightning just randomly, and it broke it. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
But overall, I just thought like the game looked really cool. I just love the bright, cartoony looking colors and just like how big your characters, like sprites are. They're not like tiny little guy, you know what I mean? They're kind of bulkier, like Gears of War style bulk character. I just really like the style of the game. It was fun.
Yeah, I agree. It had some, I don't know. I think the stages, to me, like Skylar said, they didn't really stand out too much, but I think there was some decent variance in the stages. Like sometimes they reuse like the same like basic bull enemy, but other than like that being in probably like every stage, like they had some other enemies in it, and like the stages kind of all looked a little different, at least to me.
Yeah, I think this game was pretty good at every stage and every boss like being different from the last. We've for sure played games where stages and bosses kind of feel like you're just doing the same thing over and over again. This one isn't that.
Did you guys notice you turn to like a little steak when you die?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get cooked.
Straight cooked. I also liked in the first stage, like there's a wanted sign, like there's like 3 of them, and one of the enemies, like he is in the sign, jumps out and shoots at you. I thought that was kind of a cool little idea there.
I don't even think I noticed that.
You probably just blasting your way through. It's not like he's gonna really get you. If you're just running and shooting, you're probably gonna kill him. But it was just something cool I noticed, picked up on. And something else I did on accident. Some of the enemies, they'll just kind of come out and they really won't shoot you. They're just kind of there. It's kind of pointless. They die really quick, but they'll pull out their gun. But if you wait for them to pull their gun out and then you shoot them, it shoots the gun out of their hand. They put their hands up and run away like they're all scared instead of you killing them.
I surrender.
Well, I think the hardest boss on this was definitely the last boss. I'm not sure if you guys struggled with that guy at all, but I felt like there was I don't think it was like super hard, but like I think there was a big difficulty spike when you got to him.
For sure.
He was definitely the hardest, and he ended up being my favorite fight because it was one I wanted to like nail the pattern. Like I save stated before it so I could practice it and kind of learn it, and I got it down pretty good. I ended up loving that fight.
So he'll jump at you, kind of, or more so kind of over you, and it kind of feels like the best thing to do is just whenever he jumps, go underneath of him to the other side and just keep shooting at him while you're ducking, because some of his attacks will miss you completely if you're ducking.
Yeah, I would pretty much just chill and duck and keep on shooting him. He throws knives at you, and you'll, like, it's a row of knives, like, head height, like, a little bit higher and down below. And if you're, like you said, if you're ducking and shooting, you'll blow up the knife that's coming right at you so it doesn't hit you. Then you just got to watch out for him whenever he, like, rushes at you. Then I just turn around, dash into the wall, and then I, like, land on the opposite side of the screen with that little invincibility and just keep on shooting him from the other side. It's like, you only have, like, a split second to do it sometimes, so the timing's really tricky, but if you pull it off, it feels good.
Jordan, what was your favorite move that the Masked Bull did?
My favorite move that he did? Oh, Tiger!
Yeah. Get you with the
Yeah, a
tiger
lot of these bosses will have a melee attack if you get too close to him, and this dude straight up throws. It might even be more Shoryuken than Tiger Uppercut.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
it's straight out of Street Fighter. It's like a picture perfect Shoryuken, and he throws it right at you if you get too close.
The Street Fighter really like influenced a lot of enemy attack patterns.
Yeah.
Shoryuken's in like so many games, man. Just throwing that uppercut in is like an homage back to Street Fighter.
What was the other game we played not that long ago where someone threw like a perfect Tiger Uppercut? It might have been Willow.
Yeah, I think it was.
Crazy how just a jumping uppercut is such an iconic move. So many games reference that.
They do that little spin with it though too, so that
the
matters.
spin really seals it in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys all noticed it on the screen. There's like, I don't know, it almost looks like these little clouds on the left and right, these gray. It's kind of hard to see the left and right of the screen. I'm pretty sure it's just an emulation glitch. It's not actually supposed to be there. That kind of made it hard to see some of the stuff on the screen.
I was wondering if that was supposed to be there or not.
Yeah, I've seen other videos like of the actual arcade, and it's not on there.
I assumed it was just like fog.
That's what I thought, but nope. Looks like it's some weird emulation thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like, well, first I was like, that looks weird, and then I was like, oh, I guess maybe it's fog. But then like the more I looked at it, I was like, I don't like, even if that was fog, that's like really bad artwork for the rest of the game. Like, It doesn't look like, I mean, it looks like if they wanted it to be fog, they could have made it better looking. So I wasn't sure what was going on there.
At least make it transparent or something. It's just like big white blobs on the screen.
Yeah, looks stupid.
Yeah, that guy beat me up pretty hard, not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's two like upper platforms too. I did not touch those at all. I mean, I tried when I was messing around, but like my better strategy, I didn't go up on those stumps at all. Did you try going up there? Or did you kind of still stay on the ground floor?
I stayed on the ground floor.
I definitely jumped up there. On like most of his attacks, like you said, you can crouch, but there was one attack where I had to jump up there, which is when he would like shoot that little fireball out that would like explode at the end of it.
Right.
So that one I would always jump up when he shot that.
I think I might have used it once or twice, but then he would just like Shoryuken me in the face, so I jumped back down.
Well, then you guys noticed that he is actually Sheriff Terrorbull, the first boss you fight. It's the same guy.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, at the end of the game, like the credits, it shows him like in jail or whatever with like out his mask on. That's that same boss from the first stage.
That's the dude we already beat up.
Yeah, yep, he comes back for revenge.
He sucked the first time though.
Right? He picked up some tips in that last half hour while he was waiting for you.
Damn.
Yeah, when you fight him the first time in like the barn, I just sit there and crouch. The one time I didn't move at all. I just literally held him down and just kept on shooting, and I killed him before he could do anything.
Yeah, the first boss is like nothing. So basically when you beat him the first time, you can't believe it. But then when you beat him in the end, he goes, "Okay, I can believe it."
He believes it at that point, there's no doubt.
I'm a believer.
Well, guys, anything else we missed? Anything else you want to bring up before we move on?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like we touched on most of the things that stick out.
Alrighty, we'll move into our number segment then. Start off with the credits like we always do. See how many credits it took each of us to complete this game. Jordan, we never start with you. Let's have you go first. How many credits did it take you?
Oh, you don't start with me because I'm always the worst one. All right. No, I feel pretty good about this one. Certainly not the hardest game we've ever played. So, as always, I kind of like to say my credit total for each playthrough just to kind of see how I progressed. So, my very first one ended up being 12. My next two after that were both 7. And then I wanted to squeeze it in one more time right before we started recording, which I did, and I got it down to 4.
Jeez,
Very nice.
that is hefty.
How about you, Sky?
Oh, I don't even want to talk about mine.
Let's get to talking. Let's hear it.
This whole time we've been talking, you guys have been making it sound like you're doing all right.
You
Oh,
did
the more I hear you guys talk about it, I'm like, oh man, I had a rough time with this game.
Really?
I did, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it, man. I was getting wrecked.
Dang.
I mean, I gave it one playthrough though. Honestly, I didn't want to play it again after what happened.
Oh,
What?
no. I love
Dude,
this
what
game, man.
happened?
Yeah, me
No,
too.
I just sucked at it, man. I don't know.
Wow, it's such an easy game.
No, I don't know. The bosses for me just felt like they took forever to kill because I never had a power up. But yeah, it took me 24.
Man, you're struggling hard.
Yes,
What went
sir.
wrong?
Dude, he
I
couldn't
don't know.
believe it.
I just died at every second, man. I
Believe
just,
it.
I believe it. Where are my credits? Where are my credits? I don't know, dude.
Man.
I got stomped.
It happens sometimes.
Never thought I'd see the day where I beat you by that much at one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is just not my game.
That's interesting. Well, Kyle, what about you?
Yeah, so I did single playthrough. I actually made it all the way to the final boss on my second credit. And then fighting that final boss, like I said, it was like that difficulty spike and I didn't know his pattern. So I ended up dying like 4 times to him. So that brought my total credits to 6.
Hey, that's pretty good for a single run.
Yeah,
Jeez.
for sure, yeah. You can make it pretty far in one credit, then near the end it will kind of get you a bit.
Yeah, I played this a lot. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I tied Jordan my first run. I also did it in 12. And then I don't know how many times I played it, a good bit. And then on my last run, I was doing so good. I was like, dude, I'm going to 1 credit this. I'm getting pretty far through the game, probably like 75% through on 1 credit. And Ezra's at the table behind me trying to ask me how to spell stuff. She's like, help me do this, help me. Then she's like,
So it's the kid's fault.
no. And she's telling me like, she was trying to do something else. She's like, help me put this shirt on. I was like, Ezra, you can put your own shirt on. Let me finish this. I'm still going. And then she starts whining. I'm like, quit whining. Let me finish this game. And then like, I don't know, maybe like a minute or 2 later, I ended up dying. I have to use a credit. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, quit being a baby. Quit crying. She quit whining. She got me right back. I was like, oh, dude.
Damn.
Dude,
You
it
had to
felt,
give
I
her
was,
props.
now I do, but at the time I was so mad. I was so salty about it. I thought I was gonna 1 credit it, and she gets me so good. I'm like, oh my God.
Quit being a baby, dude.
He just
Yeah,
throws it
dude.
all right back at you.
Threw it right back. I was like, man, I deserve that one. But anyway, I ended up getting it down to 2 credits. I made it to the last boss
Damn it.
and 2 credits. I made it to my last life, 1 bar left, and I just beat him. So I was getting a little sweaty there, and I finished it in 2 credits. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, dude, I can do this in 1. I know I can get it in 1 credit, but I'll probably go back and do it at some point because I really like this game.
This is gonna be your new JJ Squawkers.
Yeah, man, it's up there. We'll just move right into that then. As I'm talking about how much I like this game, we'll put our personal ratings on it. This one, we're just going out of 1800. That's apparently the year it was set in, 1800, or at least that time period. So that's what we're going to rate it out of. I'm giving this one a really good score. I really love this one. I thought the gameplay was solid. I love the way it looked. 7 main boss battles, 5 mini boss battles. Like I said, they all have like their own unique patterns, their own like personality to them. That little dash cancel thing took this game up a little notch in skill. You know, you can kind of tech around, bouncing off the walls, not taking any damage if you time it right. And a lot of these shooters we've played, well, what we've been calling the steamroll effect, where if you die, it's kind of hard to recover because you lose all your power-ups and you're kind of helpless. This, I don't really feel like it affected you that much. Like I said, it just kind of lengthens your bullet spread, but it doesn't really make you any more powerful. So I feel like you could honestly run through this game with a pea shooter if you know what you're doing. So really the only thing I'm taking points away for is that we need another button, because the fact that you can't use your RAM when you're holding an item, or if you try to use your RAM, you're just going to use your item and end up screwing yourself up. So that frustrated me a little bit, but not enough to really hurt my overall score. I'm going with 1752 out of 1800.
Wow, dude.
I considered going the perfect score, dude. I really like this game,
Whoa.
Dude, he almost hit him with a...
Yeah.
Bro, he almost hit us with a perfect.
almost, man. I was debating it. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I love this game. Kyle,
That's
what
a
about you?
hefty score, dude. I mean, I'm close. I'm not quite as high. I am gonna smack this with a nice solid 1500.
Respectable.
Yeah, this game is definitely, I don't know, for an arcade, like for what I think of as like an arcade game, like difficulty wise, like it seemed good. It was colorful. It was fun. It wasn't hard to learn. Like we said, it was pretty generous with like the health and the extra lives. Like that's one of the worst things like that I don't like about arcade games is some of them that are like cheesy and they give you those cheap deaths just trying to like get more coins out of you. But yeah, this one did not seem to be that way. Like we mentioned with the power-ups, like if you die once, it's not like your whole run is now ruined. Like you can still keep going almost just as fine without the power-ups. The couple things I'll take the points away for is the flying, like Jordan mentioned earlier, the flying about like, you know, having to fly one way and shoot that same direction. So it wasn't like, yeah, it didn't ruin anything, but it just felt like we could have done a little better there. Like let us kind of shoot in the opposite way that we're flying because it felt like you needed to a lot of the times. So that could have been a little different. And then like Brad just mentioned with just adding the extra button for the power up, I think would have made a huge difference. It would have definitely let you like save power ups for certain spots that you wanted to and like not take damage when you're expecting to roll because, you know, if you're like Brad and you're rolling constantly, then like that's what you think's going to happen when you press that button. So that could have been changed. And then I'm still stuck on these zombie guys that were coming back to life for no reason. Like it just felt like I was wasting my time because like if it would have been like if there could have been like anywhere from like 3 to a maximum of 5 of those guys during that stage, like it could have been okay. But I had to have killed that guy like 20 plus times, and it was just like it just felt like I was wasting my time because every time I killed him, you knew he was coming back, and there was nothing else on the screen. It's just me and his head. And I'm just standing there waiting for him to come back so I can kill him a second time. It just felt like it didn't need to be there. But yeah, other than that, I mean, everything else is pretty solid. The stages were all kind of had something cool going on with them. So yeah, and it was you know, one of Jordan's favorites. It was like 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, how'd you feel about it?
Oh man, this was a good time. Everything you guys said, just that. It really only
All those
loses.
things.
All right, Sky, what'd you think?
It only loses points to me like for the flying aspect. That's really about the only thing I kind of want to complain about a little bit here. I mean, it's first of all it looks great. It's relatively newer, just based on the games we've played already, being from 1992. So the sprite work looks fantastic, and it is very bright and colorful. Apparently, unlike the television show.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like an arcade game that's just really straightforward and simple like this. I mean, doesn't try too hard to do too much. Kind of just fun, simple, good-looking shooter. I do appreciate that. I like that it's not trying to do anything crazy. It's just some simple, straightforward fun. It is about a 30-minute game. That's a pretty sweet spot, I'd say, for length. I think it's a pretty sweet spot for difficulty. Maybe a little on the easy side, but I'm never going to complain about a game being on the easier side, I guess, because I'm always getting my ass kicked by you guys at these. So I'll take one that's kind of just easy and fun and short. Gonna give this one a pretty hefty score too. I'm gonna go 1715 out of 1800.
Jeez, this game's crushing it.
Pump it up.
It's a good one, man.
Boy.
I really wanted to keep on playing it.
And then we get down to me. Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's bring it home. Let's see what you got for us.
I'm feeling like that Ghost Town boss, the Boot Hill Buzzard right now. Why me? Why me?
This is starting to feel like it's your squawkers a little bit.
B, you
You're
gotta put them
outnumbered.
voice clips in. Put those voice clips in on the
Yeah,
edit.
we'll have to.
You gotta put the buzzard
Everyone's
on
got to hear him.
Even though I got wrecked in this game, I mean, I think all the stages are, with a few small exceptions, the stages are mostly throwaway. Like, there's nothing exciting about them. The real interesting part of the game is the fact that you get the bull charge thing, which Brad said puts like a lot of level of skill into it and reaction and stuff, which is pretty cool. The main fun part of the game is the bosses, even though, I mean, they wouldn't let me have any fun. But still. And I went back through and I'm watching another video of some guy doing like a little boss rush, and like, it's pretty cool seeing all the patterns of the mechanics to it. So the bosses are definitely like the highlight of it. The little cheesy voice acting is pretty cool too. Gives you like those Bucky O'Hare vibes. Sprite work's pretty awesome. The power-ups I felt like didn't even really need to exist, honestly, because I only use a handful of times, and like Brad said, they overwrite your charge too. So, overall, even though I got wrecked, I didn't have the best time with the game, I can still acknowledge it is a pretty cool game. It takes a lot of skill if you want to get down to 1 or 2 credits like you guys are doing. So I'm going to give it a 1400.
Okay, that's not
I mean,
as
that's
bad as
that's higher than I thought it was
that's
going to be
solid.
for your
Yeah,
credit.
I'm trying to take my skill issue out of the equation here.
You got to replay this one. There's no way that's your final score. You can do way better than that if you put some effort in.
Yeah. And maybe I'm just having an off day here, man. I don't know. This game just wasn't it for me this time.
That's fair. That's fair. It happens. All right. Well, I guess we'll move into our rankings then. See where this lands. This is game number 41. Let's see where we slotted in with all the other games we played. I mean, I'm super high on this one. I don't know about Sky if he's going to try to drag it down. Kyle's decently high. Jordan seems like he's going to be up there with me somewhere.
Listen, I'm just saying, Alien Syndrome's been at number 1 for a long time.
Oh, he's going for it. Going for the
Ooh.
throw.
It's been at number 1 for a long time, man. That was like episode 2.
Hey, man, good games, they keep their value, bro.
I don't think this is the one, Jordan. I don't think we're going to get this.
Man.
I'm just going to say, easy to me, it's top 5. I'm putting that out there.
Wow.
This is the top 5er.
Whew. I mean, even though I gave it a decent score anyway, I don't even see this in top 10, personally.
Kyle, Jordan, let's get a more of a better number for you guys.
If I'm not allowed to get number 1, which I personally think it's much more fun than Alien Syndrome and more unique for like on a stage by stage basis. I think it deserves it over that. But if I'm not gonna get it, I'd probably put it around like 6 or maybe 6-ish, maybe, just because I love turtles.
Yeah, unfortunately, the list is getting a little awkward at times when I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely better than like these 6 games, but then like, you know what I mean, like I can't put it above them because it's like they're, you know, in my own opinion, it's like those games shouldn't be there. So it's like it gets a little weird to rank these. So, but I have to go like, it's clearly, I don't know how Contra's 14, I guess, is the issue I'm really having, because I think Contra is better, but this is also better than Joe and Mac, which is at 15. So it's like it's guaranteed 15, but like it feels better than some of the other games up on that list. But how am I going to put it above Contra is the problem.
Some games you just gotta pretend they're not there. There's nothing you can do about it.
We face that dilemma a lot, for sure.
I mean, I could go at 15 if you're saying there.
Well, that feels
That's
so
too low for me, man. I'd put this right above Bucky. I think this is better than Bucky O'Hare. It's a similar kind of thing, but I think it does it much better.
It's very close. I don't know.
If I could ignore the rest of it, like, yeah, I could definitely put it around Bucky because they are at least similar. I mean, I personally would bump Turtles out, but
Man,
I'd put it above D&D, to be honest.
I'd put it above Squawkers, too, to be honest.
I'll give it to you. I'd put it up there.
What?
whoa, hey.
What?
Hold on a second.
What
Wait
did
a
you
minute.
just say?
I'd put it at 3 just for it to go above Squawkers.
You know this is recording, right? You just said that on record.
I said it, dude.
Oh,
said
I would put it above Turtles if it meant it could go above Squawkers.
Wow.
I'm going to say this. As far as my favorite game, I don't know my number 1 favorite, but I think I might like Squawkers better. But as far as just like how good the game is, like I think it deserves to be above Squawkers. I think it's a more cohesive game. You know, it has so many unique boss battles. You guys, did you like that stage select music? Wild West Cowboys. You guys jamming? Is that just me? Come on,
Wild West Cowboys.
this is up there, man. I love this game. It was so fun.
I mean, to me, the only real good thing is like they should have just got rid of the levels and made it like a boss fighter. But then again, we have Mega Man Power Battle, which is like the same thing but better. I feel like it's just like a worse Mega Man.
The levels are pretty good.
But Mega Man's number 2. You're comparing it to the second best on our list, which is fair because I think it goes up there. But just because it's not as good as Mega Man doesn't mean it's number 20. You know.
I mean, I'm kind of putting it. I know it's not the same game, but to me, it would have been better. Like the bosses to me were the only good part of the game, really. But like, so to me, it's similar to Mega Man like that. But then again, we have Contra went a little bit lower because we already have like other, or no, what was the other game? Outzone? Was it Trick Trap? That was kind of like Outzone.
Right.
So I think we put Trick Trap so low just because we already had one that was pretty similar that was better up there. So to me, this one doesn't belong in like the top 10 with Mega Man because it's the only good thing about it for me was the bosses, really.
That's crazy. I thought the whole game was fun.
I think it's more comparable to Squawkers and Bucky O'Hare than it is Mega Man, personally.
Bucky's the closest, I
don't
think.
know. Levels didn't really seem like there's anything interesting to me. I just feel like you can just run through them, really. Wasn't a whole lot you had to do, really.
I mean, yeah, if you spend 24 credits, you can run through anything.
Oh, got him.
I didn't want to spend any time on the levels. That's the thing.
I'm just messing with you. But no, I thought there was a lot of variety. That they have the regular stages, you have the flying stages, the one stage you're on the minecart we didn't really talk about. You're riding across the top of that. You got that little waterfall scene. We didn't even talk about like the little TNT things you explode and kill enemies. There's a lot of little things to keep it interesting, I thought. Like we skipped over some of it, but gameplay-wise, I thought they kept it pretty fresh. We didn't talk about the different enemy types. You got the regular enemies, you got some of the bigger ones that kind of try to swing on you. If you can dash them, interrupt their attack, I just thought there was a lot more skill in this game compared to some other games.
All right, well, I'll tell you where I'm standing. It's either got to go below Bucky O'Hare, so it's got to be number 7, or if we're gonna go top 5, I would have to put it under JJ Squawkers.
Under?
I'd take either of them. Jordan, what are you thinking?
I'd put it at 3 above JJ Squawkers or at 7.
Guess if that's a consensus, I got to go with the lower one.
It's so similar.
I wanted it at like 15. If it's not going to hit 15, the best I can get is 7, then I guess I'll place it at 7.
Ah, man, I'd like it above Bucky. That's tough.
I don't think it's better than Bucky.
I thought Willow was such a better game than this.
I thought
Willow
this was my
legit.
chance to get something above Squawkers for a second, man.
I had your back, Jordan. Yeah, I'm the Squawkers guy. I had your back. I'm just saying.
I know. So close.
So it pretty much comes down to me and Kyle pretty much are mutual. I'll take what he says, either 7 or 4. And
Yeah.
Sky wants 7. So me and Kyle were tied. Sky's in the lower end. Jordan, what are you doing? You just going to drop the 7 or are you going to push up higher?
If it's not gonna go above Squawkers, which God, I wish it would so bad, then I guess I'd say 6 or 7. Because it's so similar to Bucky to me that like I don't care either way if it goes above or below. I feel like I'd say above it right now, but I think that might just be because it's fresh and we haven't played Bucky in a very long time. So I'd be okay with it either above or below.
I don't see it beating Willow. I feel like Willow was a better game.
Willow was very fun, but again, I feel like it's a little bit of recency bias considering I just played it like 3 hours ago, but it just feels so much fun to me right now that I don't know, man. They're all pretty close.
I say above Bucky. If I have to settle, I'll go below.
I feel like I might have liked this more than Willow by the tiniest sliver. I'd be okay putting it at 7 below Bucky because I know that's what Kyle wants, and I know that's probably as low as we're going to get it for Sky.
I'll take what I could get.
You're sure we can't go 3 above Squawkers?
Kyle? That's on you.
What,
It hinges on you.
for
Me and
Squawkers?
Jordan will do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I think the stages on Squawkers were actual stages. Like this, like Skylar said, I do agree. This is more of like you could casually just walk through and shoot everything. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. And then when you get to the bosses, like I said, most of the bosses seemed like pretty safe. Like you could shoot a lot of their projectiles. Like there wasn't a lot of danger. A couple of the bosses I cheesed by just standing on them. Like you can't do that in Squawkers. Squawkers were actual boss fights. You actually had to fight them. The power-ups actually mattered. Like, you wanted certain ones for certain things. Like, I think Squawkers is just better.
What's crazy is
100%.
if you look at the ratings, Kyle rated Squawkers pretty low.
Yeah, there's ratings don't hold up.
Yeah, they don't mean nothing.
they're more in the moment than sometimes you take a step back after a month or whatever and reevaluate. Like, all right, maybe it wasn't that bad, or maybe it wasn't that good.
Yeah, and I'm stuck. Like, I only put it below Bucky O'Hare because they're very similar games. And like I said, it's been a while since we played it, so like we'd have to go back and refresh on it. But the only thing that stands out to me with Bucky is like if I'm looking at them both being very similar, the difference that Bucky had that stands out is that you also had like 4 different characters to pick from, and the characters were actually all different, and they actually had like different like guns and whatever. So like, yeah, if I just have to go off of what I remember of it, it's got to go right below it.
And it had better voice acting.
True.
I guess.
Maybe it's debatable. Maybe it's debatable. I don't know.
So what we're thinking right now, under Bucky, if it's pulling up 7, we just want to lock that in. We want to.
That's what I'm thinking.
I suppose so.
Oh, now we're pushing out Mazinger from top 10. Oh,
I know. I don't like it, but I got to
swap
do
that
it.
with the Punisher right now.
Nah.
I don't hate that either, but I like them both. So they're kind of a 1A, 1B type deal down there for me.
Yeah. All right, boys. I think that might be it.
Lock it in.
We're locking it then. At number 6, Bucky O'Hare. Number 7, Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Number 8 is Willow. So we finally got another game crack the top 10. Guy doesn't like it, but that's exciting. Either way.
Hey, you know what? I had a good run, boys. I had a good run.
We're going to play this 4-player. Maybe it'll be fun. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Turn you around on it. All right, Jordan. Let's get some trivia with Jumpin' Jordan.
Jumpin' Jordan, he's here. He's jumping on in with some trivia. 3 more questions, boys. Sky's leading the way with 70. Brad has 64. Kyle has 54. Let's jump right on in here with question number 1. So, the title of the game, it's actually an acronym. So it's C.O.W, boys. So what does the acronym C.O.W in the title stand for? A, Code of the West. B, Cows Out West. Or C, Call of the West.
I know Sky said this last time, but I forget what it was. I'm just going to go with A.
Okay.
We were picking the game. You looked it up, but I can't remember what he said.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, Kyle, you go next then if Sky knows it.
All right, I'm going A.
Okay.
Oh, yep. We're going to go A.
That is correct. It stands for Code of the West. Thought I could maybe get you guys with Cows Out West. Maybe a little too on the nose. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a little too much.
That's fair. All right, question number 2. So, as I'm actually wondering if Sky knows this one now as well because of his little bit of a study session earlier. But as he said, the show was on the air not for very long. It was a pretty short run that the television show had. How many total episodes did it air? A, 22. B, 24. C, 26.
This I actually don't know. I know the years it aired, but I'm not sure how many episodes were in there.
Yeah, it was for 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
22, 24, or 26 episodes.
I want to say it's 22. I want to say it was a low run.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess B, 24.
All right.
I'm pretty confident it's 26.
Brad is correct in his confidence. It is
Ooh.
C, 26. 13 episodes per season.
Dude, how is he so confident?
That was one of my options for the rating. I was going to use that or 1800, so
Oh.
unless I looked at the wrong thing, yeah.
Dude, you just barbecued my ribs!
I can't believe it.
Can't believe it! Can't believe it!
Anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Question number 3 then. Which of the following playable characters was not actually a member of the Cowboys team in the cartoon, but instead the town blacksmith who was added to make it a 4-player game? A, Dakota Duke. B, Colorado Kid. Or C, Buffalo Bull.
I know this one as well. I'll wait till last.
Jeez, Brad, calm down.
I want to say it's
Oh,
Buffalo
boy.
Bull, because he was like the big buff guy. I feel like he was a blacksmith.
Okay.
That was my guess, yeah, Buffalo Bull.
Bringing it home with Buffalo Bull.
Bring it home, Buffalo Bull. You guys killed it today, man. Brad, you're getting 3 correct. You're going to 67. Sky, 2 correct to 72. Kyle, 2 correct to 56. That was a very good job today, boys. Round of applause all around.
Let's
Nicely
go.
done.
Putting them numbers up tonight.
Congratulations.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but we should be calling Jordan the Junslinger.
That's a good one.
Some people will get that.
Come
Some
on, man.
people will get that. You just look at my name in Discord, you'll get it.
I'm mad that I thought of it at the end of the episode.
It's not bad. I should change my name to that in our Discord. John
My
Slinger.
backup name for him was Jerky Jordan.
I'll do it
So.
now. Was what?
Jerky Jordan.
That's before he got into the
Jerky
arcade
Jordan.
scene. We don't talk about those years.
Yeah, I don't know
Sounds like
about
it's
that,
time.
man.
Sounds like it's time to wrap this episode up.
Keep Rock Hardy out of this one, dude. Kyle's mom listens to this.
We're going off the rails.
Little Gunslinger Jordan. Let's go.
Love it.
Alrighty, boys, let's close this one out then. Next game we're going to be playing is Hot Rod. You can follow us on social media pretty much everywhere at Arcadiology. If you want to send us any questions, comments about the show for us to possibly read on here, send them to arcadiologyquestions@gmail.com, or there's a Google form in the description. And if you want to leave us a 5-star review, that would be pretty cool. We'd appreciate that. How about it, Jordan?
We would appreciate that, and I would like to apologize because there was actually one I should have read on the last episode, but it kind of came in just a little bit before we recorded, so I didn't double check and I missed it. So apologies to you, but we do have a 5-star review from Bowerbird2. It's nice and short and sweet, but we're going to go through it here anyway. Just says, great podcast. You guys are entertaining and knowledgeable. Really enjoy it. Well, Bowerbird, I think knowledgeable is a strong word, but I appreciate it very much. We
Hey, we do
appreciate
our
that
research.
5-star review finally. I mean we
Dude.
do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
A lot of
yeah.
these games, as we said, a lot of these games we're going into them kind of blind, like for the first time. I mean, some of them we've played before, we have some experience, and then like 75% of the episodes, it's like, all right, you guys ever heard of this one before? Nope. And we're kind of just experiencing it. But I mean, as you said, we will do some research and whatnot. So
Some
I
of these
guess-
games you can't even research.
Yeah.
yeah, some of them are
Yeah.
hard. Some of them are hard to find information on, for sure.
I think we really just depend on Brad to play it 17 times.
That's my
That-
research.
that is
You
true.
know it.
Brad tells me what all the power-ups do. That's what what he's here for. But yeah, that is our first 5-star review. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Bowerbird2. And anyone else who wants to leave us one, go ahead and do so, and I will read that on the show. And apologies again for being a little bit late on that one, but we got to it eventually.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Heck yeah, got our first one. We have a couple ratings, but it's the first one we actually got someone who took the time to put some words out there for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we get some W's in the chat for Bowerbird?
In our non-existent chat. Hey, you know what? Right now in our little Discord chat, it's just us four. I'm gonna toss a W.
Toss that W in.
You might hear the little boop
Nobody
in the
else knows
background.
about it, but trust me, we're doing it.
All right, guys, that wraps this episode up. Then let's get out of here.
Wild West Cowboys.
Later, dudes.
Goodbye.
Happy happening.